guys and welcome back to my channel. So today I'm going to be running through a few of my favourite drugstore highlighters. These are all cruelty free and they're also all under £10. All the highlighters that I'm running through in this video are super affordable. Some of my favourite highlighters like ever. I kind of want to do this new thing on my channel where I go through my favourite eyeshadow palettes, my favourite mascaras, my favourite foundations, etc. that are under £10, that are super affordable. So if you want to see more of these kind of videos, then make sure to smash this video a big massive thumbs up. And also don't forget to subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. This subscribe button should just be down there somewhere, so feel free to tap the bell down below so you are notified every single time I post a new video. If I am doing more of these videos and you want to see more of them, then make sure that my post notifications are turned on so you get to see them first. Without further ado, I'm just gonna roll on to the video. So just a little warning, there's gonna be a lot of swatches in this video. If it's in a palette, I want to show you kind of like every single one, if you get what I mean, just so you can kind of get an idea of like all the shades and the shade ranges. I have no highlighter on my face today, as you can see. Not really glowing that much, so I don't really know what I'm doing in this video. I'm kind of just doing whatever. I just want to put out there that if my uploads are a little bit like all over the place at the moment, it's because we currently do not have any internet, so I don't have Wi-Fi to upload my videos, but I am still trying to post 3 times a week. I'm gonna start rambling and just move on to the highlighters. So the first highlighter palette that I have is the Sleek Solstice palette. I feel like you can't mention my favourite drugstore highlighters under £10 without mentioning this. Off the top of my head, I think this retails at £9.99 and it comes with 4 shades. Cannot hold this whatsoever. It comes with like a creamy sort of shade here, a powder. These look like they're both baked powders. I don't reach for this as much as I thought I would, but it's still really good and it does still deserve a mention. So I'm just going to show you some of the swatches now. Okay, so to quickly run through the swatches on my arm, this one is the cream sort of powder shade here. This one is the second shade in the pan. This is like a purple sort of shade. Really like this one, but I feel like it's a little bit too dark for my really pale ghost skin. And then we've got this one here. I don't know if you can see it, but this is a very light like gold kind of silver colour. And then this one is the pink one on the bottom right, I believe, and this is another pale shade. The only thing I will say about this palette is that it doesn't really cater for darker skin tones. Who is betting that my arm is going to be like full of glittery highlight after this video? I am. And then next up I'm going to move on to one single highlight, and this is the Makeup Revolution Skin Kiss highlighters. Oh, excuse me, where did that come from? If you've seen some of the swatches of this, then you may see that this does come across as a little bit chalky. I think I'm going to put this one on my face just to kind of demonstrate it a little bit more. This retails at £6. You can buy it from Superdrug or the Tan Beauty website. All the links to all these highlighters will be left in the description bar below, by the way, so if you're interested in any of them, then they will be down there. These have recently been repackaged, I believe. I don't know if the formula's been changed, but I know that they did relaunch these. This is in the shade Ice Kiss, and this is the only one that I currently have. So if I give you a little swatch on my finger, you may see that it is a little bit chalky. And then I'm going to swatch this one at the back of my hand. So I'm really hoping that it's picking up and you can kind of see the sheen that's coming off on that. But this is so pretty on my face, like, let me show you. So I'm going to probably do it on this side of my face so I can keep the other side for something else. This brush is not wet, by the way. Just watch. That's glowing. And bearing in mind, like I said, my brush is not wet whatsoever and you still got a popping highlight from it. This is a good winner chicken dinner. And then moving on to a highlighter palette that I literally love so much. This is the Soph X Makeup Revolution Flab, and this is her highlighter palette. I do also have the eyeshadow palette, and I did do a video on both of these, so if you want to watch that video, it will be in the cards up here. Oh my god, I have literally hit pan on this shade here because this is just, I don't think I've ever seen a highlighter like it. Like, I can't explain it. This retails at £10. Oh no, it doesn't, no, I lie. This retails at £8, so for 8 pan shades, that is literally £1 a pan. To be fair, it's worth £8 for just that shade there, I'm not gonna lie. So I'm gonna give them all a swatch so you can kind of see the shade range and how the highlighters are formulated, etc. So here are all the swatches on my arm. So like these first 4 here are all like very pale shades, and then as you can see, these 4 down here are the darker shades for darker skin tones. And I really hope that you can tell the sheen that is coming off that. Like, this is just my favourite highlighter shade in the existence of all highlighter shades. But this purple one here is also just insane. Like if I'm going for a little bit of a bolder look, I do really like this. So these are all the swatches from the palette. And then next up, I'm going to switch it up a little bit and move off Makeup Revolution highlighters just for a little bit. And I'm going to move on to, where have I put it? I'm going to move on to something that I don't reach for that much. I feel like it's still worth a little shout out. This is the MUA Strobe and Glow highlighting kit. This is the MUA Luxe range, so like it's the more high-end range of MUA. Once again, MUA are drugstore and they are sold in Superdrug, and I think this was £3. The reason why I bought this was because I watched Nikki Tutorial's video on like cheap drugstore highlighters, and one of them that she mentioned is this. I saw it and I was like, oh my god. So if I show you like a little swatch on my finger, you can see how incredibly pigmented it is. If I show you like at the back of my hand, to be fair, it is a tiny weeny bit chalky. It's just this one here, and it also comes with a little mirror, which is so handy when it comes to like traveling, etc. So I felt like this one deserved a little tiny shout out. And then next up is something that I got for Christmas. I'm gonna use this once. I do really like it, and also someone commented on my YouTube video and asked what highlighter I was wearing, which doesn't normally happen. This is the NYX Strobe of Genius Illuminating Palette. Also, if you're from the UK, this was also sold in B&M Bargains, I think, for a super cheap price. Like they were doing a few NYX stuff for super cheap, which is where I think my mum got it for Christmas. This comes with 7 shades. I'm not sure what it retails at, but I will leave the link in the description bar below. And once again, this is a good highlighter palette because it caters for pretty much every skin tone. So you've got your darker colours down here, and then you've got a couple of the lighter ones. This one here is my favourite because it's a really light silvery colour. But I'm just going to do a full set of swatches on my arm and then be right back. Oh, these are all the swatches on my arm. To be quite honest, I'm thinking a few of these would be quite nice as shimmer shades for eyeshadow, especially this one. Can we talk about how insanely pigmented that is? Once again, we've got the gold one here. It's a little bit too out there for me, so it would probably cater for darker skin tones. We've got this light pink one here, perfect for me. This amazing purple one, which is just like no other highlight that I've seen before. And then we've got a couple of other darker ones here, and then we go back to the light one here, which is actually my favorite shade in the palette. But I'm thinking like that for eyeshadow, even that for eyeshadow, and those two would be literally perfect. Then moving on, I'm going to move on to the last 2 highlighter palettes that I want to talk about, and these are both Makeup Revolution. I feel like half this video has literally been Makeup Revolution. Why not? This is a single highlighter. This is the second highlighter I ever bought, I believe. I got into makeup really late. I got into makeup when I was like 17 years old. This is the Revolution Vivid Bait highlighter. This is in the shade Peach Lights, and this retails at £3. You can kind of see how much I've used it as well. Went through a stage of being really into pink highlighters. I'm not as much at the moment, and this was one of them. So if I just show you on my finger, so that is it swirled on my finger, and if I just do a little swatch on my hand, once again it is a little bit chalky, but you can see how pigmented that is. You can see it in my viewfinder, and I can't normally see my viewfinder. So it is this one down here, and it's just literally the sheen that is coming off that is insane. It's still something that I reach for occasionally, not as much as I did do because I'm not that into pink highlighters anymore, but I still do reach for it occasionally. And then lastly, I'm going to move on to a highlighter palette that I have mentioned quite a bit on this channel, but I haven't mentioned in a while, to be fair. This is the Makeup Revolution Ultra Cool Glow highlighter palette. This is a dupe for one of the Anastasia ones. I think it might be Moonchild. Quote me if I'm wrong. To be fair, this is quite a light highlighter palette, so probably wouldn't cater for darker skin tones. However, they did bring out like a sister palette to this. I can't remember what it's called, but it has darker shades in it. It comes with really interesting shades. I think that's what drew it to me the most. I've actually worn a lot of them more than I thought I would. One of my favorite shades in this palette is actually this like cool toned blue one down here. These are all really cool toned shades. So you've got your pinks, you've got a yellow, you've got rouge, you've got this green here, which I really like as a highlighter. I'm actually gonna just put this one on the left side of my face just to kind of show you what it looks like. And we meet again, zoomed in. How fun. Once again, I am not gonna wet my brush. My brush is not wet whatsoever. Dry as my humor. I'm gonna just swirl this in and put this on the left side of my face just to kind of show you what it's like. I am actually really in love. So as you can see on the side of my face, this is the highlighter in the really cool blue kind of shade here. As always, I'm gonna just go and put the swatches on my arm and then come back and show you what the whole palette looks like in swatches. I also think that I forgot to mention that this highlighter palette is also £8. Again, it is a pound a pan or a pound a highlighter, however you want to think about it. So as you can see, these are really different colours. Really liking the blue tones down here. There's a couple of pinks. That one's the green one that I was talking about there. And then you've got your gold. That is the one that I currently have on my face that I showed you just before. You can kind of see the sheen that's coming off them. And considering the fact that these are like £1 each or £8 for the whole palette, these are really pigmented highlighters. Like you can just see from the swatches on my arm. Okay, so I am really sorry that the lighting's gone ridiculous right now. It's because the sun has decided to come out. I have my studio light over there and it's just messed with my lighting completely. However, I really hope that you did enjoy this video and find it even a little bit useful. If you did, don't forget to smash it a big massive thumbs up, and also feel free to hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. As always, all my social media links will be linked in the description bar below, so if you want to follow me on any of them, then feel free to. They'll just be down there. And also, all the highlighters that I did use in this video will also be down in the description bar below, so if any of them tickled your pickle, then I got you. Once again, thank you so incredibly much for watching, and hopefully I'll see you in my next video. Bye!